morning. We remain uncowed over terrorism, says Buhari. NJC appoints 4 new Supreme Court justices, 18 others. $20,000 Anambra farmers get support for sweet potato, tiger mouse cultivation. Good morning and welcome to the news. I am Jonah Oje. President Muhammadu Buhari has again reiterated the nation's resolve to stand firm in the face of any act of terrorism. Buhari restated the resolve at the commissioning of the rebuilt United Nations House and the marking of the 2019 UN Day. The president said that the commissioning of the building was a testament of the progress Nigeria has made over the years in the fight against terror in the country. He assured the UN family, other visitors and Nigerians of their safety and comfort. Buhari was represented by Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Malam Mohammed Bello. Buhari stressed that the efforts of the UN over the years in confronting global issues such as international conflict, health and humanitarian matters, climate change and environmental degradation have continued to yield positive results around the world. The theme for the 2019 UN Day celebration in Nigeria is "The Future We Want, the United Nations We Need," reaffirming our collective commitment to multilateralism. President Muhammadu Buhari has said that fresh energy will be injected into Nigeria-Russia relations. He stated that this is to bolster an age-long relationship that has been mutually rewarding and promising. Buhari called for a stronger partnership that is humane, inclusive and diversified. The president stated this on Thursday at the second plenary of the Russia-Africa Summit, where more than 40 leaders are participating. He said the initial warmth and harmony enjoyed by the former USSR after Nigeria's independence in 1960 should be revitalized. Buhari said the collapse of the USSR in 1991 affected relations between Russia and African nations, which lagged behind historical levels. The Russia-Africa Summit is co-chaired by President Vladimir Putin of Russia and African Union Chairman and President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. The National Judicial Council has recommended the appointment of 4 new justices for the Supreme Court. They are Justices Adamu Jauro, Emmanuel Agim, C. Oseji, and Helene Ogurumiju. The council at its meetings held on Tuesday and Wednesday also recommended the appointment of 4 new heads of courts, 13 judicial officers for federal and state high courts, and 1 Qadi for the Sharia Court of Appeal. The NJC also placed 8 judges under investigations for various allegations of official misconduct. The Aba branch of Nigeria Bar Association (NBA) will hold an election in 2020 following the peaceful resolution of the crisis that engulfed the association. A senior advocate of Nigeria, son, and a member of the association, Elder Chibike Mokuku, made this known on MCLtv current affairs program Hot Seat. Chimeze Ozems has the details.
There is no doubt that the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) is one of the prominent professional associations in the country. Like other groups that are made up of people from different backgrounds, there is bound to be disagreement from time to time. The Aba branch of the association is not immune from such occasional internal wrangling which affect the smooth running of the organization. The branch was thrown into crisis in 2017 owing to disputes emanating from elections into various branch offices. The crisis has been resolved with Mr. Diogire assuming the headship of the association on interim basis. Elder Chibike Nwokoko's son described as untrue the rumor that some external political forces in the state are behind the dispute. He blamed the crisis on young members of the bar, whom he said are yet to realize that NBA is a professional body and not a union.
Nigerian Bar Association Aba branch is now populated by very young people, very young people, and with all due respect to all of them, some have not really come out of the university environment. They still see the Bar Association as students' union politics they played some years behind. When seniors and elders will now come to talk to them, some of them still believe that they are being addressed by their peers.
The legal practitioner said the association has emerged stronger after the crisis. The senior advocate of Nigeria assured that the bar will conduct fresh election next year.
There is a division of opinion. The man who is heading the association now said he will stay here in office beyond January, but members are persuading him to continue till June, July, when we normally hold our elections. So it's either he agrees with the bar and keeps leading the bar until June, July, when the election will be conducted, or he may compel us or persuade us to conduct an election before June. But certainly in 2020, there must be a duly elected government of NBA Aba.
Elder Nwokoko assured that NBA will continue to play its role of defending the rights of the people. NBA is an umbrella professional organization of all lawyers admitted to the bar in the country. Chimezi Ozems, MCL News.
Nigeria joins the rest of the world to commemorate the World Polio Day, which holds every 24th October. The day is set aside to generate awareness towards the eradication of polio, as well as to remember the efforts of World Health Organization and other volunteers committed to the eradication of polio. The report.
The World Polio Day was initiated by the Rotary Club nearly a decade ago with the aim of completely eradicating polio virus from all the parts of the world. Polio is a highly infectious disease which is life-threatening as it is crippling. It is a disease caused by the deadly poliovirus, usually affecting children under 5 years of age. The virus mainly affects the nervous system, leaving the person with a weak, crippled leg and unable to walk normally throughout his life. The most effective way of fighting the disease is through immunization. Members of Rotary Club in Aba marked the day by organizing lectures. The lectures were held at Aba South Health Center. The surveillance officer commended Rotary International for their efforts in the fight against the disease.
Rotary International is one of the partners that have really given so much funding to the procurement of these vaccines to ensure that polio is being eradicated. And from that time till date, the fight against polio has been on. And today, I am happy to let us know that we have only 3 countries that are still waiting for the entire world to be certified.
The Rotary officer expressed happiness that Nigeria has not recorded any new case of polio in the last 3 years.
3 years. The last polio case was detected 3 years ago. And that was also when Nigeria was preparing, getting ready for eradication, because Nigeria has had the whole of Afro region to be certified polio free, because no single country is being certified, but a country out of a region. That is how the certification comes. So Nigeria is only the whole of Afro region to be certified polio free. So we want to thank God that for the past 3 years, when the last polio cases were detected in Borno State, no positive case of polio white rubella has been detected again in Nigeria.
So what we are doing today is just to remember to tell the world that we are the center of it, and we are fighting, and we will not sleep until this polio are being eradicated in Nigeria, fear the whole world. So that's why we are not telling the world that they should join hands together by bringing out in their children, go to the nearest health center and immunize them from 0 to 5 years to make sure that this polio are being eradicated.
Immunization help in fighting polio in so many ways. Because a child without immunization is prone to suffering polio. But if a child is immunized with polio vaccine, OPV, or the one we call inactivated polio vaccine, that's IPV, the child will not suffer polio. So it helps a lot.
All hands should be on deck to ensure that polio is kicked out of the country by the year 2020. Mesama Namosha, MCL News.
The Department of Petroleum Resources, DPR, has shut down 5 filling stations and put 11 pumps out of use for violating operational and safety standards in Awka, Anambra State. The agency clamped down on the retail outlets during its surveillance operation in Awka, the capital state. The state capital on Wednesday, a total of 13 stations were visited, out of which 11 were dispensing machines and were put out of use for under-dispensing. A gas plant was also shut down for selling products, while a tanker was discharging into storage tank. Mr. Ignatius Anyam, the agency's operations controller, who spoke to newsmen at the exercise, said the evidence from the operations showed that most of the filling station's facilities fell short of safety standards. Anyam, however, said there are no cases of product diversion or adulteration within the Anambra downstream market, and commended the operators for their willingness to play by the rules. Hovo Nigeria Limited, an indigenous organic fertilizer producer, says it will support at least 20,000 farmers in Anambra State to produce sweet potato and tiger nuts in commercial quantities. Mr. Albert Okoye, the chairman of a group of companies, disclosed this in an interview with newsmen on Thursday, shortly after signing a memorandum of understanding (MOU) with the leaders of various farmers' cooperative groups in Awka. Okoye said the sweet potato and tiger nuts will be the raw materials base for the multi-million naira potato processing plant being built by the company at the Omoawolo community in Awka South local government area of Anambra. He said that under the MOU, the company will provide inputs, tractors, harvesters, and serve as off-taker for the sweet potato produced by the farmers. He said that the farmers on their part will produce the tiger nuts and sweet potato in addition to providing the land. Still to come on the news, let Mrs. Ugo Alaribe laid to rest. UK Prime Minister offers December 12 election to break Brexit impasse. FIFA ranking, Nigeria drops by 1 spot, now 35th in the world. These and more after the break. Stay tuned.
Do not deface Abia State with posters. Do not defecate on our streets. Do not litter Abia State.
My brothers, I say wetin man go do for this world wey people no go talk. If you chop.
Do not urinate in public places.
You no chop, dem go talk. Wetin make we do for dis one? I say make we dey do the things wey we carry for heart. Na so one want am. Abi no be so?
Keep Abia State clean. This message is brought to you by MCLtv.
Welcome back. The remains of the late Mrs. Ugo Alaribe has been laid to rest in her country home, Ostrava. The funeral was attended by friends and well-wishers from far and near. MCL News covered the event. Esther Ndugwe reports.
The ceremony was conducted by the Apostolic Church. Late Mrs. Alaribe died at the age of 56. In his homily, the officiating minister, Pastor Paul Amachuku, stated God's plans for both the living and the dead. He urged Christians not to be discouraged by the crisis in almost every part of the world.
We have not come to mourn, we have come to celebrate life lived in Christ. It doesn't matter, but what I know is not how old somebody lives, it is how well and how better. Now, and whatever God says he will do, he will do. So, we are talking on the plan of eternal God. It will not be anyone. He has a plan for the living, he has a plan for the dead.
Some family members and friends spoke on the lives and times of the deceased.
She was a good woman. She was a woman who knows that it's good to be in the God's hands. She was a woman who expected a lot from us, her children. I just pray that the Lord Almighty will accept her in the kingdom of God. Let the peace of the Lord be with her.
I take her like my second mom because she's the sister to my mom. And she has also the fear of God in her. And when I was with her, I learned a lot from her. Even her ways, good things that she always pays. She's a woman.
I'm very young too. So I'm very
That's a very wonderful woman. The HM of Oslo Primary School 3. It's unfortunate we lost her, but today, by the grace of God, we have gathered here to give her a befitting prayer, to just say farewell to her.
The late Mrs. Alaribe was interred after the consecration of the grave by the officiating minister. Late Mrs. Alaribe is survived by husband, Amos Alaribe, and children. Esther Ndugwe, MCL News.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson on Thursday offered Parliament more time to scrutinise his Brexit deal if it agrees to hold a snap general election on December 12. The Premier suspended debates on his EU divorce deal after MPs on Tuesday refused to rush it through Parliament in time for the October 31 Brexit deadline. Johnson is opposed to delaying Britain's exit from the European Union a third time this year, but has been forced by Parliament to request a delay. Lawmakers on Tuesday gave their support in principle for the agreement, but voted down the proposed timetable. It had been the first time that the House of Commons have backed any Brexit proposal since the 2016 EU referendum. The EU is expected to agree the length of a Brexit deadline extension on Friday. And now sports. Nigeria's Super Eagles have dropped by one spot in the FIFA World Ranking for the month of October to now place 35th in the world. In the ranking table from the World Football Governing Body, FIFA, on Thursday, Nigeria garnered 1,481 points as against 1,482 recorded in September. However, in spite of the drop, Nigeria still occupies the third spot in Africa behind Senegal and Tunisia, who are placed 20th and 29th with 1,546 and 1,495 points. And to end the news this morning, let's take a look at the major stories. President Muhammadu Buhari has again retreated the nation's resolve to stand firm in the face of any act of terrorism. The National Judicial Council has recommended the appointment of 4 new justices for the Supreme Court. Nigeria's Super Eagles have dropped by 1 spot in the FIFA World Ranking for the month of October to now place 35th in the world. That was the news, and thanks for tuning in. I am Jonah Oji. Have a good morning.
MCL, the world in your home.
Feel this tempo with your presence. Holy Spirit, you are welcome. Feel this tempo with your presence. We wait on you, Lord, we wait on you. We wait on you, Lord, we wait on you. We wait on you, Lord, we wait on you. Lord, we wait on you, Lord, we wait on you. Holy Spirit, you are welcome. Feel this tempo with your presence. Oh, Holy Spirit, you are welcome. Yeah. Feel this tempo with your presence.